Reminder, it's still free from now through the end of the month. Just go to SiriusXM website, click on Start Streaming. Hope you'll tune into my show. It's live 6 to 9 p.m. tonight, every night during the week. Cover a lot of stuff in politics. Tonight, we got a lot to cover. First, what did we see over Memorial Day weekend? I hope you had a good weekend. We saw Donald Trump make fun of a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, smear him with lies. We saw Donald Trump refuse to wear a mask and then mock Joe Biden for wearing a mask. Apparently, to Trump, the only masks he likes are those made out of white sheets. Exactly. 161, that's how many days into the most important election of our lives. 161. And every day, Donald Trump reminds us to stay angry because that is the key emotion to huge turnout, huge victory come November 3rd. So today on the show, we're not going to cover Donald Trump's Twitter feed like everyone else in the media is covering all day long. And that's what Trump wants. Trump wants you to cover that as opposed to real issues affecting real people's lives. Because the Trump America is perfect. It's great. It's fabulous. In reality, besides Trump's Twitter feed, there are two stories today that make me, plus the bigger one with COVID-19, that make me ask the question, what will it take in our society to finally result in black lives being as valued as white lives? Because we're seeing two examples today. One is the media ignoring these stories, for the most part, at least cable news, I should say that. Is that a case here in Central Park where the man yesterday he's an avid bird watcher, and a black African-American man asked a woman politely to put her dog on the leash because it was in an area where the signs said put the dog on the leash. And if you live in New York, you realize you want dogs on leash. They run around, they damage things. They can even bite people. She accused him. She said, I'm going to call the police and accuse you of wanting to attack me, and then did that. Now, Christian Cooper, his name is, remained calm the entire time as Amy Cooper, no relation, called the police on him. And she was fired from her job. But the reality is it sends this message that if you're black, if you're asking something of a white person, that white person is going to call the police, even in New York City, in the bluest city in the bluest country. And what happened across the nation in Minneapolis, another blue city in a blue state of Minneapolis, even worse. There, an African-American man in his 40s named George Floyd was pulled over by the police for allegedly being under the influence. That's at least their story. And then on a video that we all got to see, we watched the police murder George Floyd. So a white police officer put his knee on George Floyd's neck. And for so long there in the street, bystanders went by, and you can hear them on the video of the recording going, you're killing him. You even heard George Floyd say, I can't breathe, just like Eric Gardner. What did the police do? They kept their knee on his neck. He lost consciousness, went to the hospital, and died. Now, 4 police officers involved were fired from their job. They should be charged criminally. We live in a society where we have these conversations over and over and over and over and over again. So on my show today, the bigger question is going to be, how do we change this? And it's going to be incremental, obviously. There's no silver, light switch that goes on and everyone goes, oh, that's how you do it. Because if there was, we would be there. But what will it take for us collectively, as a society, to change the fact that black lives are not valued as worthwhile and as worthy as white lives? It's undisputed. Undisputed. And that's what we're saying. Because how many times have we had these conversations on TV? And I think that's why cable news is like bored. Oh, another black man killed by a white person. Who cares? That's absolutely wrong. That's how it gets normalized. And these police officers should be charged with crimes they were not. And they should be convicted. And then there'd be justice. Until then, there's no justice. So we're going to explore that, talk about how Trump loves to tweet about everything, Joe Scarborough and fraud and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't touch these cases at all. In fact, when he was dealing with the case of Ahmaud Arbery, who we saw murdered by his neighbors, Donald Trump infamously said, well, we don't know what happened before we saw the tape. And Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump's surrogate during the 2016 campaign, laid out exactly what Trump thinks of Black Lives Matter. Rudy Giuliani said, it's inherently racist, un-American. That's what he called the Black Lives Matter movement. That's what we're dealing with. So we're going to cover that, and I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear from you or my guest in the first hour especially. Give me a call, join the conversation. The rest of the show, great show. Congressman Tim Ryan's going to join us from Ohio. He is a Vice President Joe Biden surrogate. We're going to come on, talk about some issues he's working on, but also what Vice President Biden's working on. Then Jamie Harrison, great guy, running for the U.S. Senate in South Carolina. He is going to defeat Lindsey Graham if we all get on board and help him. So he's back on this show. Third hour, it's Tuesday. It's time for Law and Disorder. MSNBC legal analyst Danny Ceballos joins us for a conversation about numerous legal issues that intersect politics. Again, SiriusXM, it's free from now to the end of the month. Tune in. Go to SiriusXM, the website. I hope you tune into my channel where I'm on, channel 127 Progress, 6 to 9 live. And better yet, give me a call. Be a part of the conversation. Thanks.